It's another really weird, kind of rainy, muggy day. It is so humid out. Last one of these I did, it was raining too, and it kind of made the frame look weird. I'm realizing now how hard it is to get the lens and the video looking the same when you're filming outside. When I film inside, I can get it to look exactly the same all the time. But outdoors, the sun, like the time of day affecting the position of the sun, the moisture in the air, it's a very big deal. And it makes the video look very different. Sometimes it looks really good. Sometimes it looks really bad. And I'm not about to carry a big light out here. I do have lights, but that's beside the point. This is going to be another kind of a, not meta, but introspective and sad kind of away mission. I don't know if you knew this or not, but a few days ago, like, I don't know, yesterday or the day before, William Shatner had a medical emergency, as they called it. And there's some brouhaha over whether or not this was serious or not, or whether this even warranted the hospital visit. But apparently he was taken away in an ambulance or something. And they said it had something to do with his blood sugar. I have no idea. I mean, when you're 95, it could be anything. The slightest breeze would probably kill you. But the fact of the matter is, he came back and kind of said, everything's fine, I'm doing good. It was, it was a little bit overblown. And he said he overindulged a bit. I think that's where the blood sugar thing comes from. I don't know. I'm not really up on all that medical stuff. But that night, when I found out that he was taken to the hospital, you get that feeling. Like when you're a certain age and you hear that someone was taken to the hospital, it hits different. Like when I get taken to the hospital, oh, blah, blah, Mark was rushed to the hospital. Like, when you hear that for someone who's my age, it's like, okay, well, could be good, could be bad, whatever. Not really going to think about it. But when they're 95, you think you just heard the last thing you're going to hear about them. Like, it was like, oh, that's it. This is it. Like, this is the one. But it wasn't the one, thankfully. And that night, I found out that this had happened, like, directly before I went to sleep. And I woke up in the middle of my sleep to check the internet to see if there was any updates, to see if anything had gone wrong. And it's one of those things where I keep thinking, I do this in my normal life as well. Sometimes if I don't want to know something, I won't try to find it out. Like, if I know I'm going to call somebody and it's just going to be bad news, I'll try to pretend that by not calling them, I won't find out and it's not real. Like, if I had, say, like, not looked anything up about William Shatner after the fact, and therefore never knew whether he lived or died, in my mind he would be alive forever. I do this a lot. I avoid things like that. I don't want to find out the truth, right? So I don't want to give you too many personal examples, but I do this all the time. If I don't pick up that phone, it's not real, right? I can avoid reality, but it's very hard to avoid the effects of having avoided reality. Thankfully, this time the reality was good, and rumors of his demise were greatly exaggerated, and he's still alive, although he is 95. Call that borrowed time, maybe, because living to 95 is an incredible thing. But I was thinking just how close we were to the 60th anniversary. Like, we've got, what was it, September 8th? They call that Star Trek Day. I think it's the 8th. And the 60th one is like 12 months from now, a little bit less than 12 months. Shatner, can we do it? William, can we do it? Can we get to 60? Imagine being in Star Trek, the original series, when you're 35. Imagine that. It's 1966 or so. You're 35, and someone tells you, hey, I'm from the future. After this is done, you're going to be around for at least another 60 years. You think this is your life. I'm 35. I made it. I'm on TV. I made it. This is it. But then, that's such a small portion of your life. And I was thinking, too, like, when you go to a convention or something like that and say you meet William Shatner or anyone else from Star Trek, especially the really old people, like, and I get this secondhand embarrassment from people because they see these actors and they love them, and that's great, but they don't realize now how small the show was a part of their life. They don't know how small it was. So they think that William Shatner is Captain Kirk, right? In the flesh, which is just not true. But it's like you have to get really old one day to realize what it would feel like to have your life revolve around something that happened in a tiny window of your life, right? Like, I was in Star Trek. Now that's it. That's where I'm at for the rest of my life. And I'd love to try that. I'd love it if that were me. But at the same time, I can understand how weird it would be for people to love you for that and not know zilch about the other 60 years of your life. Like, how can you have this experience that lasts for, let's just be nice and say 1966 to 69, and then the Star Trek movies, including Generations, and then a few other little things here and there, like I think for voice acting, animated series. Let's just say that's like 20 years, right? Let's be really nice and say, we're dipping into the 90s too. We'll say 25 years. So you're 95 and your life occurred in 25 years and the rest, according to everyone else, is just history. How can that be? How can like so much of your life just be like nobody really knows? Like, I was in a few other TV shows that nobody talks about, and that's it, really. And you know, who wouldn't wish for that, right? Themselves. But at the same time, getting old, you know, you realize how complicated your life is or has been, right? And you can go through your life and experience so many changes that by the end of it, you're nothing like that person that had your name 50 years ago. Like, you're just not like that person. Like, to what degree are you similar? Like, I wonder about that about myself. Like, would I even be friends or even like the person I was 20 years ago, we'll say? And when people talk to you, they're seeing that person you were at that time. So I imagine there's a little bit of a shock. There's a little bit of a dissonance. And it's just something I was thinking about, that we all try to forget about, like, mortality and the fallibility of the human flesh. And we try not to think that this is ever going to happen. We don't speak of it, and it won't happen, right? And then it almost happens, like the other day with William Shatner. I thought that was it. And it brings these thoughts back into your mind, because you hide from death, and then death sneaks up on you, and you think about it again, and you get a different perspective every time it gets close to you, until eventually it gets so close that it's coming for you, and then you're not going to change your mind after that. But it's morbid, right? Maybe you didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to think about it. You're forced to think about it when something almost happens, and it almost just did. But I'm glad it didn't, and I'm just, after that having happened, I was just thinking so hard about, like, my own mortality, my own physical limitations with regards to just being flesh and bone, and something going wrong, and just any just random hammer blow, and then boink, I'm gone, and I become this YouTube channel. I'm not physically here, but now for physical reasons and physical purposes that you can engage with, I have become that hyper-real version of myself that is on that flat screen that you're looking at. This is the ultimate fate of every Star Trek actor. No one's going to get out of here alive. And so in that regard, I was considering myself, right? Not just William Shatner. Maybe call it selfish, but you can't help but think these things when you see death get close. It's very weird. But I'm glad William Shatner's okay. Sorry to rain on your parade. Are we going to make it to the 60th Star Trek Day? Are we going to make it? I mean, you're lucky. If you're in a TV show, you're lucky if you make it to the 40th anniversary. Or 30th. You know, depending on how old you were. But remarkably, everyone from TNG is still alive. More or less, the main cast. Can't say that for Deep Space Nine, though. You know who it is. But yeah, I mean, we're down to a skeleton crew on the TOS. I hate to say it. And I'm Lieutenant Mark, and I'm going to see you next time I see you. So long.